He also had the lowest pressure percentage in the NFL.
So in that video, Fanalize has Tom Brady as the ninth best quarterback in the league. And he's pretty much insinuating that Tom Brady had the lowest pressure percentage because he has a very good offensive line, therefore he's carried. I don't even want to address the fact that he has Tom Brady ninth. That's just utterly ridiculous and as casual a take as it gets. What I do want to address though, right, is this very popular narrative by Brady haters that he's carried by this really good offensive line. So let's talk about it. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what variable can we use, right, to quantify the quality of an offensive line? And more specifically, to identify the quality of the pass block, right? Because what's in question is Tom Brady's pressure rate. Well, the first thing you look at is sacks and pressures, right? Like an offensive line's ability to limit sacks and pressures. And I don't care what anyone says, but the biggest variable in that is a quarterback's ability to get rid of the ball in a timely fashion. The average QB in the NFL gets rid of the ball between 2.7 and 3 seconds. Tom Brady's pocket time is 2.3 seconds, well below the league average. That is the single biggest reason why the Bucs offensive line is regarded as it is. Now don't get it twisted, the Bucs have some dogs on the O-line, right? Most notably Tristan Wirfs. But part of that is because they don't have to work as hard as other offensive linemen because the ball is just gone. A lot of people regard the Cleveland Browns as having the best offensive line in the league. At the very least, most people would have them top 3. Yet last year, Baker Mayfield was sacked 43 times while having one of the best offensive lines in the league. Tom Brady, with an arguably inferior offensive line, was sacked 22 times last season. So Baker was sacked pretty much twice as much as Brady while having a better offensive line. So what does that tell you? You can have a really good offensive line, arguably the best offensive line, and still get sacked a whole bunch of times, still throw a whole bunch of picks, and still be a very ineffective quarterback. Tom Brady throughout his whole career has always been very good at getting rid of the ball very quickly. And the reason he's able to do that is because after the ball is snapped, he's not thinking that much. Because the vast majority of the thinking that Brady does is before the snap. He's able to read the defense at a very, very high level before the snap. And so after the ball is snapped, he knows what's going to happen. Tom Brady already knows that if the defense does X, then he's going to do A. If the defense does Y, then he's going to do B. Like, he just knows. You guys can discredit Brady all you want. That's perfectly fine. But what I won't stand for is the use of the lazily constructed narrative that his offensive line carries him.
Super light work.